The fifth skill is making a musical ending, which usually is by starting to slow it down just a hair and holding it out at the end. I've seen people end their songs like, and they just put their hands in their lap and it just seemed to end really abruptly. But if you go, see how I just barely slowed it down and I'm holding it out and then lifting. So letting your ending ring out a bit is going to make it sound already more musical. The sixth skill is adding in a pattern in your left hand, and I'm going to actually show you a few patterns you can add into this song where you don't even have to worry about moving the left hand chord around. So in this case, every time we see our C chord, we're just going to play pinky, and then on every third item in the measure, we're going to play thumb, pinky, thumb, and so on. So that will allow our song to sound like this. See how I'm actually using legato in my left hand too. I'm letting it rock back and forth without lifting. That's one of the easiest patterns you can add in. Some people actually find it even easier than playing what we call a block chord, syncing both of these down at the same time. But then you already practice gluing with your right hand, but being able to rock the left hand the entire song means we don't even ever have to lift up the left hand. And so that's going to cause you to have to glue your left hand down when you lift your right. So now, for example, in this very first measure, the right hand has to lift in order to play the one again. So if we were to practice gluing, we sink down together, and whenever the hands are tipping to the next note, it becomes a lot easier to connect everything and have legato. But right here, now I need to lift my right hand and then go back to start playing. So again, the way to do this is just very slowly. The first thing you do is make sure that left hand thumb is down and then get to the point where you can keep it down while you're lifting right hand. Left stays, right lifts. Once you're used to that, then you can go on by tipping back down to your pinky. The rest of the song is easy to glue because you don't have to lift clear until the end of this first line. But see, now with the 5, again, you have to consciously keep left hand down, lift, and so on. So when you do that, you're going to have to glue right here and right here with your left hand. So go ahead and pause the video while you try gluing with the opposite hand now. Again, I'd love to see how that went for you. For skill number 8 and beyond, I'm going to show you 3 new patterns that you can actually do with your left hand chords. When you play music that's a lead sheet, you can see the right hand melody and the left hand is shown as chord symbols. So you can actually put different patterns in when you see a chord symbol. So for this skill, we're going to do a left hand chord pattern called Alberti bass, but I like to call it rock all, rock small. So you're starting at pinky, you're rocking all of your fingers away, and then you're doing a small rock to your middle finger and back to thumb. Now this will take some coordination at first, but basically we're going to coordinate 4 syllables, rock all, rock small, with 4 items in our song. Rock all, rock small. Every measure in this Piano with Ease song shows 4 items in the measure. Even here when we have our holds, rock all, rock small. We're going to do part of our pattern with the hold, and that will allow it to sound like this. Again, I can rock my left hand. Now it's my hold in the right hand, so I go up with my left hand alone. And so on. When I have a pattern, I like to just go back to the C in my left hand because it sounds more final. But see how that already elevated it? And it's going to give you a little exercise for your left hand to get a lot more fluid. You can pause the video and try that if you like. The 9th pattern that we're going to be adding in is called chord, just like you play your normal chord, but then the pinky acts kind of as a gentle hinge. We're not pressing hard and tense, we're just pressing naturally, and the thumb comes up and down 3 times. So it's like chord, thumb, thumb, thumb. So you're keeping kind of a heartbeat feel throughout each measure. So you'll again play your finger number with the chord when you see them in a column, but then every other item in the measure gets a gentle thumb. have to lift your left hand. And if you know how to use your sustain pedal, it sounds really good together with chord thump thump thump. See, it gives it a beautiful sound even though it's such an easy song. And the last and the 10th scale that you can possibly add in is a variation pattern in your left hand that's actually a lot of fun. And I don't know where this term came from. I borrowed it from other musicians, but they call it bom, ching, ching, ching. So you're playing with your pinky into your middle finger and thumb, and then you have to lift and do the other two. So this one actually has a lot of lifting, and it will give you a lot of opportunities to practice gluing down your right hand no matter what the left hand is doing, because otherwise you'll just feel like lifting up your right hand the whole time. But coordinating bom ching 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 with the 4 items in each measure will sound like this. See how it gives it a more lively feeling? So by now you've seen how you can take a simple song like this and use it to teach yourself some powerful skills. Sitting correctly at the piano, playing legato, connecting, playing the most natural way instead of bouncing your hand with a lot of force, gluing in the left hand an extension of legato, having a musical ending, and 4 different patterns that you can add in when you see your chord symbols in your lead sheets, at least the lead sheets that have 4 beats per measure. I love to teach songs like this that actually have creative opportunities to students, and I have over 200 Piano with Ease songs at this time that have every single fingering from easy songs like this all the way up to harder songs like Passacaglia, and many, many more. So if you're interested in learning like this, then I actually have a Piano with Ease community hosted in school. There are 3 tiers in it. At the time of this video, you can come in risk-free because the first tier is absolutely free. Try a few songs this way, and if you like the way you learn, you can upgrade at any time. Even in the future, if this tier is paid by the time you see it, it will still be very low cost. So I can't wait to see you in there and help you make amazing progress throughout your piano journey. So click the link in the description now, and I'll see you there.